Welcome to Mori. Today we're talking about the 2003 and 2007 anime that were made back in the day. I'm talking more about the production than the actual animes themselves and the manga they're based on. Because for the manga I could just, review the manga and not the actual anime. So I'm just gonna go briefly over what's actually in anime and more over what people have thought of it, other stuff that you might not know about it. So yeah, here we are with Blame 0.11 disc by Cibo, and this is basically an extra for the manga that was put on DVD back in 2003 with episode 7 as an extra for the DVD. So, but it was actually originally on the Blame site, Blamenet in 2003. Oh no, in 2002. And this Blamenet was his New Year's first website, basically. So in his first website, he sold t-shirts, wristbands for jogging. He sold all kinds of stuff on there. But the version on that didn't really last long because it was 2002 and 2003, so yeah, the video that he used didn't really work, so it was probably because of that put to DVD. So you see some of the animation, which is not the highest budget ever. It was just, like I said, an extra for the damn thing and not much else. But it works for what it is. It's got the atmosphere right. It got the, the music, the sound tracks, like everything that the manga is, it practically got right. But it just doesn't have the highest budget ever, so it never got to a full movie, unfortunately. And here's just a collection of small bits of what you see in the manga. Later on, we got it's like a more jumbled mess. Like Kitty's mind is more depraved and more just more falling apart. Basically, what you see in episode 7 is basically just an X-log of Kitty's mind just slowly deteriorating, and he can see the quality of the damn anime. It's not the highest thing in the world, basically. Yeah. And here we have what we would call lorem ipsum, or that's what you would think. But some people have thought on the Discord, and maybe last year and a few years before, that it is not the case. Or some people thought it was maybe Greek or Italian, what you see here. That's an actual poem that's being written down here. But I thought it might just look like a poem, just to have something down, but not the normal Lorem Ipsum you see on Word or whatever program you have. But so far we don't really know whether it actually is a poem or not a poem because of the low resolution, and nobody really has any look deep into it or something like that. So we don't really have an idea if this is actual poem or not. And I don't think it's like a game that's put into real life to look for stuff or something. I think it just made it look more believable as a background text for these in between panels for the anime, basically, but not actually something you could use for the anime. So here's the director, Shintaro Inoue. Well, he made some interesting stuff like Samurai Champloo, Mushishi, even Boruto, slime anime, as director episodes on storyboards and that kind of stuff. So yeah, here's a short interview French interview with Nihei in Japan Expo. He said basically about the anime that he had not much work on it, like he was minimal, but participation was very minimal. It was really only interested. He's only interested in the manga basically, and had not much to do with the actual anime. So he sees like that explanation from why is Blame called Blame, because it was a mistake, because the Japanese don't know the sound fix for Blame. So, for Blum, so the exorcist is called Blum, so they call it Blame, because they don't know the word for Blum, so yeah. And here it talks more about like 2003 Sknit that will come out and other things, and yeah, it's like from what I found over the years, basically. Now here's Blamenet, the Nihei's first side, what I first said. And I thought for years that it was actually not online anymore, completely scrubbed from the Internet Archive, but no, I just had to look for a bit deeper, and then we have it. Blamenet. So here you can see it's like one of the first pages. You actually have an enter page, but it doesn't work anymore, so you have to go via another way. We're going to just talk about like 2003 Blame would come out on DVD plus the 7th episode, etc, etc. And here's like movies. They first put all the episodes on the site, but it didn't really work. People couldn't really play it. It was not really feasible, so DVD was later introduced. And you can see some samples from 420p, 180p, just to show people, and you can still download them on the site. So that's nice. And they also sold before, like on Xlog, also different t-shirts, wristbands, and other stuff, like what I said before. But yeah, and also some, but I never see those online. Just one shirt with Blamenet on it. That's the only thing that I've ever seen online from a guy on Discord that ever bought them. And then a few posters. Also saw them online, but never bought them. But the rest I never saw online. So yeah, it's not the most known stuff to mankind, really. Here the episodes, like in 2002 was the first episode was free, and after that it's just being taken down because they didn't work, so it went spurred to DVD. And some other features is like another structure, so it's basically just a huge list of different fan sites, official sites, also sites from like France, Italy, Germany, etc, etc. And probably people could just send them into the site, and we just put them up on the site to display, basically. Or they looked for themselves, but I doubt that really. And yeah, mobile guide I have no clue because it doesn't lead to anything. So yeah. This is one of my own pictures of the DVD from 2003, as you can see. And I actually have the original DVD, but also a bootleg, which I never expected to find that. I found it in a store a few years ago for a bit too much, but also not too much, like 12 euros or something like that. And, well, this is the original DVD. Like we see it on the fonts, it's more reflective, more gray. And this is the fake one. That's the bootleg one. And basically, they've also and they also have a different price on it. Like the original was like 3,000 yen, and the fake one 7,000 yen or some shit like that. And here you can see like the fake one has like just a cover on it. Looks cheap. This then the official one. Looks a tad better. And here you have the fake DVD with English on top and different images. And the wrong price tag. You can't really see it, but we'll put it in the description somewhere. And this is the real one, just in Japanese, because why would it have English if the Japanese can't even do English that much in general? Or they're shy for it, etc, etc. So yeah. That is the bootleg DVD. It got a menu, but the first time you play it up, like most when you start up, the most of the time it's just a loop of the anime, and that's it. Except if you literally go to the menu, then you have a menu like Japanese subtitles, English subtitles, W 2.0, 5.1, OTS 5.1, etc., etc. But the fun part for these DVD is that they had their own, that they even had English subtitles. Yeah, the original Japanese DVD had subtitles, so you could just see it in English. Probably just sell more to sell better, I guess. It didn't really work because it's Blame, but I don't know. The Japanese don't normally do that often, so you know. And these are flyers that include with the original DVD. You can see here the wristbands, the t-shirts, the posters. Actually misses another t-shirt with a little live on it. And so these posters are seen online, and one t-shirt is seen online, wristbands never seen online, and yeah. And for the menu, it's kind of funny because they kind of made like what you would see in the mecha structure if you just go to a panel and first pick it up. Just kind of a nice notch to it. So a lot of these menus are basically like the first one are like all kinds of all kinds of options you can pick, but then you get suddenly get an error message like you see on the top. For some of them, just for the fun of it, because it's Blame. And then some just get you to different things, just an explanation. The second one, and if you go to another one, you get the second one, you get all the episodes, with plus the extras episode 7. And the third one is Japanese and English. And the fourth one are all different screenshots from the show, but then some of the options are just like it's just these error messages, basically. And this is like a postcard if you want to, or the DVD, or go into a lottery even, because back in the day they sold a lottery, or they had a lottery, where for 10 people could win one of the shirts or the posters. And it was a lottery for a certain date. So, some people could win that stuff back in the day. And some people have even bought it, but not much is online at all. Like, barely could any find for anything for a long time. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and for the anime, there is also... there's also in Log 3, there is a soundtrack that there's a number on there. When Cibo wants to enter the net sphere and meets up with one of the clones of the director, then through the dialogue and mixing with another number, we see a certain track, and people have been looking for that, trying to get it for years, like since 2005 or 6 or something like that. People have been trying on Reddit, Discord, whatnot, and they could never find it. Only some people have tried to separate the audio and with the rest just to get audio, but it didn't really work out. So yeah, the best way is to just watch it the original way. And the only way that people even got to the songs is just ripping them from the DVD and putting them on YouTube. That's the only way you could see them. But yeah, this one and with another number is just not on the disc itself, so nobody could get it off. So that's unfortunate for that, but maybe you can somebody figure out how to actually get it clean off there, but So up to Blame Prologue from director Shinjuki Watanabe. Yes, not done much, just some small VAs from the last couple of years and not much else. So here it was first showcased on a expo in Japan back in the day, around 2007. And this explains basically that Nihei has met Carol Tomo for Blade 2, etc., etc. And yeah, and here they explain that Blame was also produced as a web anime in 2002, but it seems that fans were not satisfied with it. So even back in the day they thought that the anime was not that good and wanted something new, something else, a better product. But in hindsight, nowadays it's like the best we ever gotten. Really, as like closest to the manga in that regard. Like the movie has obviously better, more to show, more to tell, etc., etc. There's more money and more work put in, but it's more for beginners. It's not really for the real manga fans, basically. That started with that. But here they tell us that it's kind of the same 3D CG that they used for Appleseed, or like revolutionized animation 2004 for Masamu Shiro's Appleseed, which is also not that great if you've seen it. And like probably back then really worked. No, not anymore. But it's like probably CGI in the majority of the time. And this project is done. It's come to a few years to get into fruition to actually work. So, in the summer of 2007, for the first time, project will make a feature film is currently underway. So, people are thinking of, even back then, they wanted to make a movie, but only 10 years later, 2017, Polygon made a Blame movie. So, he still got the CGI animated movie. And the background is handled by a production IG, etc., etc. Moshino Watabe, director, says since his work was a few lines, of dialogue, it felt necessary to use images alone to be convincing and to clearly express the review. Regarding promotional review, a video released that day, Mr. Nihei, who created original works, says the sense of despair in the work is very well expressed. Regarding the feature film, he even says, I will take a break from my current series, Biomecha, and work on it. It seems that Sushinja hasn't actually given permission for this comment yet, so the original author will be joining the anime team and a happy incident may occur. So yeah, he did make a break for Biomecha with an extra chapter, but yeah, the movie never came back, ever came out back in the day. So he just made it in 2017, like 2016. And oh yeah, this DVD set with 2 4-minute OVA episodes came with 2 figures of Keely and Cibo, like you see in the top corner. Which is not the best quality, obviously, because it's just extras and it's 2007, so it's not the best quality ever, but hey, it's still nice for a collector's item, obviously. And the 2 ONAs could just go over the Silicon Life battle we saw in 2003, with Keely just fighting the guy with the gun for an arm and getting that whole battle out. And then you see bits of Sonic on 2 at the end of episode 2, and that's basically it. Just a bit of the manga, no dialogue, and the CGI also not the hottest thing ever. You see a photo with the people going on, and apparently the figures made by Koshiro Hatsuda, chosen by Nihei himself, and Michikuro, will be released in General Entertainment. The project Appleseed started with a similar product, and its reputation spread overseas, improving sales for the feature film went smoothly, leading to becoming a huge hit overseas. But as we all know, that was not the best thing ever. And here's some of my personal picks from the DVDs. Here's Blame, the first episode, the second one was Sonicon, and here's The Fakers. This is one with Keely from back in the day. I got them sealed in the box. Most copies you can just get sealed in the box. That's not that difficult. Here we got Sonicon, also sealed in the box. Some of the backs, bagel, etc. Just info for the DVD. Side of the kitty box, also kitty background. First one was Sonicon. Side of the Sonicon box. And here I got some screenshots with Keely. This guy. Wood. Also, cute girl. Yeah, it's not the best CGI, obviously. It's like 2007. It's a different time period altogether, so it's a different time, so yeah, it's not the best thing ever. But hey. And we got Sonicon, best girl, obviously. That came at the end of episode 2. And you got some of the mecha structure being blasted off. Like, 2003 was obviously better in regard to 2007. Obviously, it's not, people were not happy with the 2003 one, but it's like, in hindsight, it's the best one that we got overall, but hey, what can you do about it? But yeah, and this is from my old CTR that I had back in the day that could play it. And also, back in the day with Region 2 DVDs that for Europe and Japan both had Region 2, but back in the day for like 2003, the early 2000s, Region 2 for Japan and Europe were way different. Like, if you want to put a DVD from 2003 from Blame in your PlayStation 2, for instance, or like a DVD player from the time, you would get it in black and white, because there are 2 different versions of Region 2. And years later, if you put it in a modern DVD player, you would get it in color. So yeah, along the way, they just changed it up to have in color and just be the same Region 2. So like, yeah, that's a small thing that people did back in the day for some reason. I don't know why. They just made it the same as everything else, but oh well. Yeah, and this could be a poem, but we have no clue if it actually is one. Like 51 guys, like 50% sure that it is one, but there's just like looking at the different symbols, what languages it would be coming from, but it's too low res to even look at it. I mean, you can watch it yourself in 1080p for both animes on YouTube. I will also link that below. I will link all these things below. The interview, the site, Blamenet, photos, folders. Also scanned them in myself just for this video. So that's on my Imgur. I'll also post those, so you can have a better view at everything. And here's everything at a more high res, just a tad better. But yeah, that's practically all I have to say on these 2. They're like, more favorite project of his. The 2015 one was 2015 short from what played in the Sidonia anime was not the best thing ever. But it was more akin to the manga just being a random encounter with a Silicon Life, trying to kill it, etc. And the movie gets more chibi and more cute along the way. It's not that great, but well, we talked about that in some other video. I tried to make a series of these videos just going over the Sidonia anime with the 3 seasons and the movie. Then 2015 and 17 movie of Blame, and then kind of a Great Snow Sea with the series and OVA. I mean movie basically. So yeah, that's basically everything I had on those. So well, I will see you in the next vid, whenever that be, for the next podcast. So maybe on Earth, maybe in the future. And yeah, bye.